Welcome to Māori Customary Law, a place where Hapu can establish their native council or their Hapu authority under the Constitutional Order of New Tirini and exercise their kawe and tikanga to protect their whenua and their taonga. Please use the website below to learn more about the native councils or join us today for our Hapu Korero. So we're looking at this land rates thing and, excuse me.
Yeah, land rates and that's for whānau with land rates they're not on the whenua. They're in the local council or whatever area. Land rates, water rates. Just
Okay.
do whānau, whānau that are, or hapu, like whānau hapu that are on the whenua, we know that their land rates, but what about the water? Is that the same too? Is it?
No
That was
idea.
the other question. Oh, well, that was the other question I had as well about the land rates and water rates.
Okay, so we're going to have a look at some determinations and resolutions upon this matter. Okay.
Yeah.
So we need an issue to deal to. Normally that issue is brought to us by paperwork.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
could that be maybe a whānau of a hapu that has land rates, an overdue land rates notice, and they own their home in a council area outside of their hapu, outside of their or not on the whenua. So would that be an issue? And they want to know if they can be, if they can be protected by the hapu for that, or what?
Kapai.
Whether they're the same as if they were on the whenua, is that because and because they feel that, do they have to pay? Do they have to pay the land rates, or what are they, the land rates, the water rates?
What do you think?
What
do you think? How would you?
I think they could be under the protectorate of the hapu that they belong to, would cover their whenua that they are on, or their property that they're on, they live on.
The protection of the hapu. Okay, so let's take an extreme example. The whānau member that you're talking about lives in Christchurch, and they want you to stop the payments of their land rates on their council-owned house.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Can we? Yes, we can.
Okay.
Can we? Under the protectorate of their hapu.
Right. What about whose land are they on?
Do they, if there's there's no hapu standing in the Christchurch area, then they could be under the protectorate of their hapu? Is that possible? and they have bought the land, or the land is in their name.
Okay. So here we come with the
It
conflict.
may have been, depends, if it was gifted, say if it was gifted to them by their parents, and their parents are Māori, and the parents might have bought it off whoever, but their parents are Māori and they gifted it to them, then it is considered Māori land, isn't it?
What makes it Māori land?
Because it was gifted to them from their parents and they are tangata whenua, even though they're still tangata whenua, so that makes it. Oh,
okay, cool. I'm going
to. Could be wrong. I could be wrong. Correct, you know.
Oh no, yeah.
You tell me.
This is what we're doing. We're nothing it out.
Oh, okay.
To come to our determination, because we're determining the matter, and how is it Māori land, and do they come under the protection of the Hapu? And yeah, there's a couple of questions in there. So let me reverse the table. Okay, there's a whare on Rosalie's whenua.
Yeah.
Right, that's been handed down to an outside family through generations. Right, does that whare belong to Rosalie's Hapu, or does it belong to the family who have been in that whare for generations?
It belongs to the family that's been in. Yeah, it belongs to the family. Is the family part of the Hapu?
No, they're outside.
Oh, they're not outside. Okay. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay. What does our constitutional order say about whenua?
Oh, so it belongs to the Hapu.
Belongs to the Hapu. Yeah, and so that's why we're able to wipe out any council rules on our whenua, because it all comes under the Hapu, right?
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about your whānau who's in Christchurch, they're sitting on whenua that they've bought. What does our constitutional order say about purchases of whenua?
I don't actually know what it says.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the first example with Rosalie. And they got outside family owning a house on their whenua. Who does the whenua belong to?
The Hapu.
Hapu, right? So now we're going to Christchurch. Outside whānau bought a house in Christchurch. Who does the whenua belong to?
The Hapu.
The Hapu. So that's a template that we operate by, and that's how we're able to wipe council out. Right. And so when it comes to purchased houses, we sort of, this is how I've always looked at it.
Yeah.
But I could be corrected. But at this moment, we've always looked at it as our hands are tied, because it is the purchase of the house and land normally is a breach of our constitutional order. It's a breach of Te Tiriti o Waitangi.
Right.
Because any purchase of land must go to Her Majesty or His Majesty, they must receive the first offer for refusal to purchase.
Excuse me.
If they don't get a offer for refusal of purchase, then it cannot be offered to anyone else because that first condition has not been met. So therefore, every mortgage in New Zealand is null and void.
Mm.
Because it's a breach of the constitutional order, it's a breach of Treaty of Waitangi. And in most cases, it's a breach of Hapu tikanga. So now we're going back to the whānau who live in Christchurch.
Mm.
Do they have manwhenua? Actually, that's not the question you asked. You asked if they can come under the protection of the Hapu.
Do they have to pay the rates, the land rates and the water rates? That was my.
Okay, so
if their parents gifted them the land, then what's the difference between if they purchased it? That's exactly what you were saying before, eh?
okay. Now let me give you this example. You got that kaipara mea. He's bought a house.
Yeah.
Over at Mangawhai Heads or whatever.
Yeah.
In 20 years, he gifts it to his children. Right? Now, does that mean they now hold manwhenua because it was gifted?
No, because they're not tangata whenua. He's not tangata whenua.
Yeah, I like this because this is where a lot of people get mixed up. They believe just because you're tangata whenua, you can go anywhere you like.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
That is the thing. Like, I'll use the term tangata whenua, right? I come to your place and put up a building, put up a house right next to yours.
Yeah.
And I use my tangata whenua status.
Mm.
Are you able to stop me from doing that?
Yes, because you don't whakapapa to here, but if you whakapapa to here, all good.
How come you've just changed your position? Because initially it was tangata whenua. When I use the kaipara mea, you go, no, he's not tangata whenua. So immediately that tells me you have to be tangata whenua, right? So that means I'm tangata. Would you agree I'm tangata whenua?
Yep.
Yep. So now I can use my status as tangata whenua to go anywhere in New Zealand, right next to your house, put up a whare for me, and use my status as tangata whenua. I am tangata whenua. You cannot stop me. Can you stop me? Or can you not because I'm tangata whenua?
Are you a member of the Hapu?
I'm not. Okay. Your whānau down at Christchurch who gifted their children the whenua, are they a member of the Hapu?
Of the Hapu down there?
Yeah.
They might be.
They might be, okay.
Yeah.
So then the Hapu down there can protect them?
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't need to intervene? The Hapu down there can protect them?
But if the Hapu down there aren't standing, can the Hapu up here protect them?
Cool. Now I'm next to your house again. I'll put up my whare, right? And I'm looking at you. You can't do anything about it. And you say to me, yes, I can. You are not part of my Hapu. You pull down your house immediately. I turn to my Hapu down at Tauranga. Whānau, this wahine up here, that I've built a whare next to, she's kicking me off her land. Can you guys protect me? Because I'm part of your hapu, your native council. Can you protect me from this wahine who wants me to take down my whare that's built right next to hers? Can my hapu do that?
If they can do that, if this hapu is standing, agrees to it.
Okay, so cool. I've got your agreement. So I'm okay to build next to you without you. Like, I've just built a whare overnight. I'm okay to do that?
You built a whare overnight. Well, no, because you're not part of my hapu.
Yeah. Can you see the relationship? Like,
yeah.
Like when
I
we
mean,
talk,
you might be tangata whenua, but you can't just go and, you know, that's why I guess for me, on my understanding is, you know, and please let me know if what it actually is that that's why it's very, you know, like it's very important that us as tangata whenua don't just go and do that, that we actually think about where we actually build our whare, where we actually settle, that we are part of that hapu, or we are part of that whenua, unless we're married in, or, you know, like, to me, that's my understanding. Like you wouldn't go and, you know, unless you're part of that hapu, or you've joined that hapu and you've come under their rules and regular, you know, their tikanga of that whenua. And then, you know, but if it's not that, well, then nah.
Kapo. So back to your
I don't know.
whānau in Christchurch.
Mm-hmm.
They're not part of that hapu, right?
Mm-hmm.
As far as we know, they're not part of that hapu.
Yeah.
And so they don't belong on that whenua through whakapapa.
Yeah.
So just according to your statement, you've said, as tangata whenua, we should not be doing that. We should not be going into other people's territory. Should not just be building houses for ourselves as tangata whenua. We should approach the hapu of that territory, and we should come under their kawa and their tika.
Mm.
In this situation,
that's common sense, isn't it?
No, because a lot of us have gone with the tauiwi way, where you buy your house, you own the land, right?
Oh,
and this is the conditioning of colonization, where
gotcha.
People now think that you can buy mana whenua.
Yeah.
So unless they are on Māori land, Māori title land, under the permission of that hapu, then it's no problem to write away for those land rates.
Yeah.
As I said earlier, we've always had this stance of, if it's purchased land, you're most likely sitting on somebody else's whenua, on another hapu whenua. And if you look at Auckland, how many hundreds of thousands of Māori are actually on somebody else's whenua? How many are on Ngāti Whātua whenua? Because I know a lot of my whānau from Tauranga are in Auckland. A lot of whānau from Rotorua are in Auckland. A lot from Taranaki, they've moved to Auckland. So, when it comes down to it, we are all trespassing on te whenua o Ngāti Whātua. Yeah, so
Yeah, well, I was born in Auckland. I'm born in Ngāti Whātua. I'm Ngāti Whātua in Ngāpui. So, yeah, but I hear what you're saying about that, and how even our own, like Māori, you know, they've, yeah, like you say, the colonisation, and they've got it wrong. They're still caught up in that. So, and you know, and also, is it unless they've been gifted some whenua from that hapu or iwi that they've been gifted, or their whānau or their tupuna, or their whāngai into, you know, like that kind of stuff is.
Now we come to another issue.
Yeah.
The hapu gifting it. The hapu gifting it. Are they mana whenua? You know, because how many people do you personally know have claimed whenua that is not theirs? Right? So let's just take one of those people, right? They've claimed whenua that's not theirs. They've gifted it out to somebody. And that somebody going, yay, I've got my own plot that I can take care of and I can do what I want, right? Are they there under tikanga? Are they under there by the true authority? Okay, so I go out and I meet a Pākehā fella over at Dargaville. Where do you stay again, sorry? What's your township called? Dargaville?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaipara, yeah.
Kaipara. Oh, no, your actual little thing. I want to be specific.
Oh, Mangawhare.
Mangawhare, okay. I go out into Dargaville. I meet a Pākehā fella. Hey, kia ora, bro. Oh, I'm part of the hapu. Yeah, I'm part of the hapu up at Mangawhare, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little block of land up there. I'll gift it to you if you give me your car. Right? And we'll have a trade. He gives me his car. I give him the right to go up to your place and build a whare. All right? Does he have the right to be there? Because he's been gifted land. Because I've offered the block of land right next to your whare.
Oh, that's my neighbour's.
Yeah.
You've gifted it to him for a car.
Yeah.
Okay, done a little bit of a trade.
Yeah. I've done a backdoor deal.
Were you holding your whakaputanga flag when you did that?
I was holding a beer bottle.
Well, then it doesn't mean a thing, mate, if you're holding your whakaputanga flag.
But listen, it's being gifted.
You aren't representing your hapu, so...
Listen, it's being gifted.
Oh, it's been gifted. That's right. I'm changing the scenario.
I have gifted it to him.
You gifted it to him for the car. Was it a Mercedes Benz?
But you see what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that.
Just because this is what we have to work out.
Yeah.
These are our determinations.
Yeah.
We have to work out the hapu that gifted it. Were they in the right to gift it?
Yeah.
You know, because many transactions have gone astray.
That's happened.
Yes, exactly. And what I'm getting at is your statement. What happens if it's gifted?
Yeah.
Okay, I used that exact example for you. I gifted it we have to look at the gifting. Did it come from the proper authority?
Yeah.
Or was it a backdoor deal? And you know yourself that many transactions have been a dirty transaction behind people's backs.
Yeah.
So just because it's got the status of gifted land, does not mean it's the correct status.
But if it was gifted from their father to them, that's different, than if it was gifted from Joe Bloggs up the road. And
no, see, we're still in the determination phase. How did the father get it? How did the father get the whenua?
So if he bought it, but the thing is, he's of that whenua, so he's of the hapu that whenua.
Okay, see that.
You know what I mean? So does that change it?
It changes everything. Because you no longer need that purchase transaction. Yeah.
I think, like, for example, just an example, if he purchased it so that he could get that land back from the person, the Pākehā person that bought it, that owned it.
Yep.
And so he purchased it to get it back so he could get back onto the whenua.
Yep.
And then, and then gifted it to their children. So that's like, for an example, that's maybe a way that some people have purchased their land and put their, to outside of their, their already Māori land, but they've, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And when I think of something like that, for me, that's like almost a restoration of, and he had to go to those lengths to do it, to get it back into the whānau.
Yep, that's been done. I know that's been done
many
for the
times.
purpose. Yes. And the issue with that,
I look at that and I think that's a good thing. And shouldn't that be classed as Māori land if it was gifted? If it, it's not on Māori land. It's not, or should those whānau? The other thing is, should those whānau maybe change it to Māori land title? Can they, or what?
Oh, this is getting juicy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Sorry, I've got a lot of questions, because I'm, I just thought, well, what about if? Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that the father bought the whenua to bring it back into the hapu.
Yeah. And gave it to the children.
Oh, so it's not the hapu whenua.
No, it is the hapu, because he's off that.
Whenua. So the hapu gets to decide what happens with the whenua then. Does the hapu get to decide what happens with that whenua he purchased?
No, he put it to bring it back into his whānau, because
so
he's off that whenua.
It's not hapu whenua then. It belongs to a single individual.
Yeah.
So it's not hapu whenua. It belongs to an individual.
Well, that's the thing about the gifting. He gifted it, but he didn't just gift it to somebody because they did a transaction that, I'll have your car. He gifted it to his own,
cool.
whānau, his mokopuna, his children, and then his mokopuna for that.
Right. So
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool. I'm keeping up. I'm just looking at it. So the gifting to his children was approved by the hapu. Was it a hapu decision?
I don't know. Maybe maybe it was, but maybe the hapu wasn't standing then, or maybe the hapu is still not standing.
Okay, so if the hapu's not standing, how did he purchase whenua to bring it back into a hapu that's not standing?
Because he had the understanding of how it goes. He's not colonized up here. He was bringing it back into his own because he belonged to that whenua. And because that's how he is up here, very Māori, not trying to decolonise his whānau.
Ka yeah.
The
And
process before, you know, yeah.
right, I see that he's buying whenua to bring it back under Māori control, and so he can pass it down to his children.
Yeah, that's kind
so
of.
Māori control is not hapu. Māori control is not mana whenua. Māori control is just a Māori in charge, right? So that's how I see this situation, because if he had actually purchased it for the hapu, he would, once he bought it, he would have brought it back into the hapu authority or the hapu decision making, and then it would have gone up for a vote on whether it's passed down to his children or not. But I don't see that actually happening. I might be wrong. They might have, once he purchased it, they might have had a hapu hui and they thinged it over to him.
Might. Yeah.
I don't know, but these are the things we need to determine. We need to write down.
They might have, eh?
We need to write down these events.
Yeah.
Okay. So what have we determined so far? What does your screen look like at the moment?
What does
your screen look like at the moment?
Determinations.
Okay.
So
let's go. Determinations.
Yep.
Have we determined anything yet? We have determined that the father purchased land that was hapu land. All right. What else have we determined? Which land that was hapu land? Okay, we'll just fill this one in because
on council.
The father gifted the land to his children. Have we determined anything else?
That it was.
As
it was. It's the on the council, under the council thing.
Have we determined that? Have we worked out whether that, or are we just going through examples?
I thought we all go. I thought all of it was an example. The father was whakapapa to the whenua. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has whakapapa to the whenua. And so the children have whakapapa to the whenua. And they are tangata whenua. They all are tangata whenua.
Okay, that's basically covered in. We'll write
the whakapapa, yeah.
Yeah, we'll write it down.
The
family is tangata whenua. What else have we determined? He purchased it.
Yeah.
He purchased the land.
Oh, you already put that on there.
Yeah, I'm running through them to see if I've missed anything.
Oh, yeah.
So is that all we've determined?
That
purchased land. He gifted the land to his children. We don't know whether the hapu was involved in the decision making to hand it down to his children, to gift it to his children.
Yeah.
So we haven't determined that yet.
Yeah.
So do we know what status the land is in? General title?
Yeah, it's on the council, general title thing. It's on
The land.
council owned, well,
Okay, we know that it's general title.
mm,
Status of the land, purchased.
it's mortgaged, maybe it's mortgaged.
Okay, we'll need to find that out.
Possibly mortgaged.
Okay, so for our example,
Yeah.
shall we say it's mortgaged or shall we say it's not mortgaged?
It is mortgaged.
Okay.
So mortgaged for example. And because those are, goodness knows what kind of questions are going to come up. I'm like, oh God,
It is mortgaged. What else can we determine in this matter?
that they pay rates and they pay water rates. They pay land rates and water rates, maybe, to the local council. Or do they or not? Yeah, just say they do.
Yeah, for this example, they do. Where in this theoretical situation is the land based or the house?
You said it was in Christchurch.
Carby. It's a house, eh? It's a house as well as land?
Yeah.
And land is in...
yeah, so this one's in Christchurch.
Carby.
And maybe...
Okay, another question is, why can't he go to his hapu?
When?
For this matter? Okay. What's
maybe the hapu wasn't set up, but and he died or something. Maybe he died.
Who died? The father?
The father.
Okay.
Or is he still alive? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you reckon? What's a good scenario that he passed away?
So what's our matter? It's land rates, eh?
Yeah.
Land rates charged upon... What name did you use? You didn't use Joe Blogs. You used Smith, eh? John Smith.
Yeah, John Smith. So, so he's got overdue land rates and water rates. Does he pay them? Does he? Or does whoever the whānau or the whānau, do they?
Water rates charged upon John Smith by the
local council.
District council.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the matter. So we've determined that the father purchased house and land, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And land?
Yeah.
Okay, who did he purchase it from? Real estate?
He purchased it from the Pākehā fella that owned it. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, probably, I don't know. Yeah, real estate, you reckon?
Yeah, we'll just do real estate.
Yeah, okay.
Because we're working out of determinations at the moment. The father purchased the house and land from the real estate.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one, eh?
The
land... Because most people might be able to relate to that.
Yeah. So the land that was purchased was Hapu land. Okay, he purchased it with the intention he
Yeah,
purchased
that's
it
right.
with the intention to bring the land back to the Hapu.
Yeah.
Sounds right so far?
Yeah, that's well, I don't know if people do that, but this fella may have.
Yeah, but this is what we're
It's a good
working.
example, eh?
We have to get the story right from, like, this is a court case as well, like for assault
Yeah,
or
yeah,
marijuana, right?
yeah.
So we have to get the
Get all the
story,
fact, all the,
from the person in question. So what we're writing down is his answers. So
Yeah.
he's telling us all this.
Yeah.
So which means he's not dead.
yeah.
Oh, he could
Oh,
be,
yeah. Wow.
he could be dead because it could be the children telling the story.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, could be, yeah. That's right.
Okay, so what have we got? Father purchased the house and land from real estate. Land that was purchased was Hapu land, was originally.
Yeah.
Was originally Hapu land. He purchased it with the intention to bring the land back to the Hapu. The father gifted the land to his children. Father has whakapapa to the whenua, therefore children whakapapa to the whenua. The family is tangata whenua. The status of the land is general title. It is mortgaged. The family pay land rates. The family pay water rates. The house and land is in Christchurch. So those are pretty good determinations.
Yeah. Anything else you reckon to add to that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Sorry for adding all of the blooming.
Oh no, this, sometimes our hui go for 12 hours and it is to get these determinations. So when you go into the hui for one topic, don't be surprised if you're there for 6 to 10 hours, even up to 14 hours, because you have to nut out all these, because right now we're just doing the determinations, we're not doing the resolutions yet.
Yeah.
So so what else have we determined? We've determined that the rating charges are overdue.
Yeah.
Charges are overdue. Anything else that you can think of that we talked about? I think that might be enough for now.
Are the whānau Hapu members? Have they joined? You know what I mean? Are they actually Hapu members?
Okay, when you
authenticated Hapu members?
ka whai.
Or are they?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So what do you say for this scenario? Are we going to make them
maybe
native council members?
Maybe the father isn't, but the children are. I don't know.
Yeah. No.
Would that make it difficult?
I don't know. No, this is an exercise, so
that's why I'm making it up. I'm like, oh well, maybe the father isn't, but because the Hapu wasn't standing when he was alive.
The eldest child.
But the I don't know. Is that a good example now?
Well, good. Like, we're going to tackle it because the Hapu has to be able to handle any situation.
Yeah.
So if it's
this sort of stuff's going to come up, eh? Oh, God. Okay.
The eldest child is a member of now which native council your native
Oh.
council or a different native council.
Oh, yeah. Make it a different one.
Okay. The eldest child is a member of the South Native Council.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me,
But what if they're south and north? Or just, do you want to just keep it just south so that it's clearer?
we'll chuck it in there.
You know, they're both members of both Hapu
Member
and
of the North Native Council. So which Native Council are we? Are we either of those? Are we the North Native Council? Or are we the South Native Council? Or are we the Western Native Council?
who?
You and me.
Oh, we're the
North, East, West, or South? Which
You
Native
choose.
Council are we?
you
Okay.
choose.
We'll go the Western Native
Okay.
Council.
Yeah.
Okay. Presented to the Western Native Council. Overdue land rates and water rates charged upon John Smith by the local district council. Okay. Determinations. We've determined that the father purchased the house and land from the real estate. We determined that the land was purchased, was originally Hapu land. We've determined he purchased it with the intention to bring the land back to the Hapu. We determined the father gifted the land to his children. We determined the father has whakapapa to the whenua. We've determined his children also whakapapa to the whenua. We've determined that the family is tangata whenua. We've determined the status of the land is general title. We've determined it is mortgaged. We've determined that the family pay land rates. We've determined the family pay water rates. We have determined the house and land is in Christchurch. We've determined the rating charges are overdue. We've determined that the eldest child is a member of the South Native Council. And we have also determined that the child is also a member of the North Native Council. So you're getting
top there, number 2.
Yep.
Land purchase. You might want to get rid of that.
The land purchase. Right. The land purchase was originally Hapu land. Yep. Cool.
Oh, you know what? Reading through that, when we got down to the bottom, I was like, yeah, but what about if the child wasn't a member of any Native Council?
No, it's too late. We've already chosen our scenario. We can't go back.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. I was just asked another question. That's all.
Yeah, no, we decided earlier whether they were a member or whether they weren't. So we've decided.
That's right.
Yeah, we've decided that the eldest child is a member of South Native Council and the North Native Council. So I think we can move on from that. That's a decent list, but that may not be the end of it. We can always add to it later.
Right. Okay.
So now we go the resolutions. There are 15 determinations, so we need to come up with 15 resolutions.
Yeah.
Okay. Determination 1, the father purchased house and land from the real estate. Okay. What's our resolution to that? What's our answer? What's our response to the father purchased house and land from the real estate?
The purchase of land is a breach of our constitutional order.
Is that well? Okay.
I don't know. That's what you said before.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Is it a reason? That's not really, I don't know. I don't know.
It's not particular to that because number 2 is a breach of our constitutional order. Number 3 is a breach of our constitutional order. Number 4 is a breach of our constitutional order. Number 5 is a breach of a you know what I mean? So it's not specific. That is an overall thing. The father purchased house and land from real estate. We want to, this is where a lot of people get tripped up, myself included, sometimes.
Yeah.
How do we resolve each item? The father purchased house and land from the real estate.
So
yeah, so in relation to tikanga, the father purchased house and land from the real estate. Well, what are we going to do to fix that? The real estate
will he
agent. Oh no, carry on talking.
No, what I'm just looking at what you were the real estate. Will he change the land status to Māori title rather than I don't know. The real estate agent sold
real estate sold land. I'm just putting something up and just for ideas. But yeah, we want to resolve that first one. The father purchased house and land from the real estate. So we could also go that the father entered into a tōiwi system by purchasing. We could do that. So these are only ideas.
Yeah.
The real estate agent sold land. I don't like this part, but I'll put it in.
Yeah.
In breach
of the
tikanga.
Yeah.
I don't like that part, but see, so we have to come up with a resolution that satisfies fixing this. See, so I reckon this one here, father entered into tōiwi system by purchasing the house and land. I reckon that fixes that. You know, house and land. What else could we possibly put there? The father purchased house and land from real estate. Yeah. See, these are two options I've got. There's the sale and there's the purchase. So anything else that we can sort of look at? Yeah, we can come back to that. Number 2, the land purchased was originally Hapu land. Okay, how can we satisfy that problem? How can we fix that problem? Can you think of any? Because I've got one that.
Mm,
To the sale.
mm, mm,
See, that's what do you reckon? You reckon that satisfies number
yeah,
2?
yeah.
Number 3, he purchased it with the intention to bring it back to the whenua.
Mm.
Do we need to fix that?
No, I think that would have been an honourable thing
Yeah.
for him to do.
Yeah.
So
Hapu agrees with his intentions.
yeah, honourable intention. So he had his he was trying to restore tikanga back
Yeah.
into.
Yep. Number 4. Can you have a quick look while I turn on the light? See if you can
Yeah.
come up with it.
Yeah. He the land to his children. He
Number 4. What is
exercise tikanga. The
okay.
father exercise tikanga.
Father
Well, I don't know.
exercise tikanga. That's a determination,
Oh,
you know,
is it?
because we've determined that he exercised tikanga. Father gifted land to his children. Yep, that's a determination. That's what we've discovered through our korero. We discovered that he gifted the land to his children. We discovered he exercised tikanga. So, resolve. What does resolve mean? Sorry?
He empowered the hapu, the next generation. I don't know.
Don't know. Do you want to put that?
He empowered his, the next generation in tikanga. Oh, he empowered them. He empowered the hapu members, the next generation here. Is that, yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll put it down. Yeah, because this is not an easy part to like when you're the secretary, I guess, or the scribe for the hui and that.
Yeah.
This is what you're trying to work out while everybody's talking.
Yeah.
While everybody's having a korero. And it's not easy to catch everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if I'm in the position, I just write everything down and then format it properly later. So number 4, the father gifted land to his children. Yep. Father empowered the hapu members. Are you happy with that? Or is that incomplete? Number 5. The father has whakapapa to the whenua. There's no need to fix that. Resolved. Yeah, so 5 is therefore children whakapapa to the whenua. Yep, same deal. 7, the family is tangata whenua, same as 5 and 6. Number 8, status of the land is general title. How do we fix that as hapu? How would you fix that as hapu? How would you fix that as native council?
You would change it to Māori title. Well, Māori.
Yeah,
You change it from that.
hapu will change the
The
status
status, yeah.
of the land.
Mm.
What will we change the status to?
Māori freehold. Oh, I don't know. Māori. What do you change it to? Māori freehold
I'll put my one in there.
land.
Retain the whenua as the unextinguished.
Unextinguished native title. What's that?
That's a title of the land before anything happened to it.
Oh, right. Okay. Unextinguished,
Or you
which
could,
means, what does unextinguished mean?
the court system believe they have extinguished the native title, and they've put on top of the native title, general title,
Yeah,
Māori, Māori land,
yeah,
customary land.
yeah.
They've put all types of different titles.
Names,
on,
titles, yeah.
and they believe they have extinguished the native title, which was the title of the whenua before Tawiwi arrived. Like, we didn't have a status of the whenua. It just was, right? But as soon as they put the first title on the land, they created the native title that was there before it, that preceded it, because there was no title. That title belonged to Māori. So Māori actually owned the native title to the whenua. You know how you hear people say, oh, I own the land.
Yeah.
And you get the others saying, no, there's no such thing as ownership of the land. We belong to the land.
Yeah.
This is how we view it. We don't own the land. We actually own the native title, which entitles us to the land, and which connects us to the land, wipes out all the other things. So we'll try and get through this quickly, eh?
Yeah.
It is mortgaged. How are we going to fix that?
It says that you said so, and I wrote it down. Mortgage in New Zealand is null and void, a breach of hapu tikanga. So I don't know. What would you say? Did you write there?
I'm just writing your thing, your statement. This mortgage is null and void. And what was it?
As it is a breach of hapu tikanga.
We'll keep that one there, but that's actually a determination. It hasn't fixed the problem. Because if you look, number 9 and number 9, you can put them right next to each other and they're saying the same thing.
I will just change it. The mortgage needs to go, or like that needs to be removed, or I don't know, removed to honour the hapu tikanga.
Cool.
I guess, I don't know.
No, that's good because that's a resolution.
Yeah.
The mortgage needs to be removed to uphold the tikanga. Yeah. I don't. Can you see the slight differences in the determinations and resolutions?
Yeah.
Number 10, the family pay land rates.
Well,
how do we fix that?
Well, the land rate, they no longer, they need to, no longer need to, or land rates are not applicable to that because of the, the land rates need to be removed to uphold the hapu tikanga same. And is it the same with the water too? Because the water's, it's like whole part of the whenua, part of the.
What do you reckon?
Yeah, may as well, I reckon.
No, it's not a may as well. You need to be certain.
Yeah, well,
not like, let's just give it a go. We need to
well, certainly.
Okay. Water rates. Not applicable.
Yeah, they need to be removed.
To uphold tikanga?
Yeah.
What tikanga are we upholding in order for water rates not to be charged? Well, that's right. We'll carry on moving through this because I know we're both tired. Number 12, the house and land is in Christchurch. Like. Yeah. Okay. Do we have territorial authority in Christchurch?
If the hapu member is of that hapu there, which they are.
Which hapu? The Western hapu? Okay.
Oh, the eldest child is so the whānau is.
Yep.
A whānau is a member of that hapu down there, Native Council.
Right.
That's if they're standing. If they're not standing,
they are standing because they're a native council. Yeah, they're a native council. They're a native. They're not just a hapu.
Yeah.
So Christchurch has a standing. Council.
Yeah.
The house and land is in Christchurch. So that's number 12.
So yes, they are protected by the. What was the question again? You asked me a question. Christchurch.
Yeah. The house and land is in Christchurch. Number 12. The house and land is in Christchurch.
So yeah, they are protected under their native council. So the native. South Native Council member or whānau is
residing in the territory of the
Of-
South.
Native Council, yeah. So therefore, they are
Yeah,
protected by, they're protected by their, or upheld by their
Yeah.
Native Council. So
the
they are
family
upheld, yeah,
is under the protection of the South Council.
Yeah.
Right. So that sort of leaves us out of the picture.
mm. Mm.
Um,
So then we would go back to the whānau, would we go back to the whānau and say now, or send it to the South Native Council and, you know, show them all of this and that we hand it over to you, or you know, like you.
Yep, you could do that.
Or how do you do it? Like, how do you, what is that? That is like you,
Redirect
you know,
them.
you're acknowledging them and their, you know, their authority in this, and that and you're directing that whānau to where they need to go for any assistance in hapu matters. Is it?
Yep.
And then they can make the resolute, you know, they can do the,
they can do the hui, they can do the
Yeah.
korero, they can do
Yeah.
this whole process, and their determinations will be slightly different.
yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
so
that's interesting, eh? So this is the process of how you would go about this matter, is it? You know, depending
Yeah.
on the matter and the issue or the whatever.
yeah, this is how we tend to all our matters.
Yeah,
So you can see I've got it highlighted there.
yeah,
That's the actual matter.
yeah.
It's right. Presented. Oh no, that's not the matter. Here's the matter.
Yeah,
Yeah, and this is all the hapu hui consists of, coming up with these determinations.
yeah,
And once we've determined the full story, like
yeah,
that's how we do our korti as well, like assault and possession of cannabis and all that. This is how we do all our hui. We get them to sit down and tell their side of the story completely.
yeah,
And we write out note bullet point by bullet point, step by step, what actually happened. Then once that's done, once the determinations are done, we look at the resolutions.
yeah.
So, yeah, but
And so once you've come up with the resolution, so if it's handed back to the thing, and then for each of those, like, okay, it says there, so land rates are not applicable, need to be removed to uphold hapu tika. So then the secretary or whoever would write out one of those letters, eh?
no, we have nothing to do with this case.
No, I'm not talking about us. The resolutions of that hapu they would write the letters to the
Secretariat. Oh, right, yeah.
Council. Yeah, so for example, if we were of the South Native Council and those resolutions, so what's the process? They would do letters, is it?
Yeah, see see all these determinations.
Yeah.
These are what actually go into the database.
Yeah.
Right. So you go into your hapu database, you bring up the council matter or the court matter, and it's got a section there where you can fill out all the determinations.
Yeah.
And then it's got another section where you can fill out all the resolutions.
Yeah.
And then that is printed out.
Right.
Yeah. And then that is sent to the council, or that is sent to the district court, or sometimes even the police.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then
So
if
that
it's
would be the same following up the matter in regard to the police with that assault and harassment stuff.
Yep. So the member would have to sit in front of their hapu and tell their complete side of the story, right?
Yeah.
And then the scribe would work out what happened step by step. It was late on a Saturday night. Our member was driving home from Dargaville to wherever, Uruawai. Yeah. And at 11:05, our member was pulled over by the police, and step by step, so the member gets their complete story told.
Yeah. So how many people need to be at that meeting?
It's a hapu hui.
Is there the hapu hui? So is there a number of people that have to be at that hapu hui?
Not really.
No, as long as there's someone's there.
Yeah. It should be a group.
Yeah.
It should be. But it shouldn't be. Come on, guys, let's go have a quick hui.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the process.
Yeah.
And we had a quick look at the land rates, which was a issue that's actually I don't know the word, but yeah, it's basically on the table. It's close to actually being tended to. Yeah, and although it was just a run through, we got some little snippets in there that are actually relevant to any land rates.
Yeah, there'll be, I tried to think of different kind of like questions, because you never know what.
Yeah. And that's why they need to be sitting in front of us, because we need the answers straight away. Like if you think it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. Why did this happen? Because I don't understand it. And then they're able to explain it straight away. Okay, cool. And then add that into your determinations.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then that is, in the database, you enter that all into the database, and then you go from there